Normally I don't do movie reviews because I don't want to spoil shit. But this movie was so bad that it's worth spoiling. So, spoiler alert. My review of Black Christmas. Alright, Black Christmas was supposed to be a horror movie, right? And instead it pushed feminism, social justice warrior, and college rape cultures and stuff. Yay, feminism! Boo! By pushing their agenda of college rape culture and feminism and women are strong and united and men are bad and evil and stuff, they failed to be scary. They were trying to push this strong women, men are bad agenda, rape culture, college, by having this evil fraternity and this female sorority that was supposedly the ones that were good. You know, they were feminists. They were all, you know, social justice warriors, activists, and whatnot, and junk. Well, the women in the movie are all like scared and like cowards and whatnot, except that one black girl, that one black bitch. That one black bitch, yeah. She's the one that's the big time feminist, liberal, social justice pushing person that's trying to force her way, as always, forcing her agenda on everybody. Anyway, they're going to this college, and there's this demonic bust that if the black girl hadn't been pushing her agenda to get it removed from like the library or whatever, none of this shit would have happened. None of this shit would have happened. None of it would have happened if it wasn't for that black bitch. It's all her fault anyway. Anyway, so this demonic bust gets removed from the library because of her pushing her agenda, getting people to sign it because she believed the guy was racist because he owned slaves. You're not racist if you own slaves. You are, I repeat, you are not racist if you own slaves. You were a businessman and you were capitalist, and at the time it was legal to own slaves. It's not racist to own slaves because, well, it's not racist to own slaves. That would be like someone telling me it was wrong to own something else that's legal to own. That would be like someone trying to say it's wrong for me to employ somebody. I mean, seriously, if they were racist, they wouldn't have bought slaves because they would have thought that truly, if you were truly racist, you wouldn't have owned any slaves because you would have believed that white men were superior to black men and that you wouldn't have to buy a black person, a slave, to be able to grow your crops and whatnot. You wouldn't even hired. If you were truly racist, you wouldn't even came into your mind to hire a black person, let alone own one. Because you would be so racist that you wouldn't want to have nothing to do with black people at all. That would be racism. So, buying a person, no matter what skin color they are, is not racism. It may be considered nowadays morally wrong, but all throughout history, every race has been enslaved. There's been slavery since the dawn of time. It's mostly because there's these things called wars. People sell the POWs as slaves that they got in wars. That's exactly the same way black people became slaves, was in wars. There was wars, tribal wars, over in Africa, and the prisoners were sold into slavery. So, black people fought black people, enslaved the black people from that were prisoners of war. So, it wasn't racism. If anything, you should blame the black people for fighting tribal wars with themselves and then selling the POWs to white people. So, where should we put the blame? On the black people! Throw the blame where the blame belongs. Not. So, if anybody was racist, it was Shaka Zulu and all those people who were fighting wars that were the racists because they were fighting each other, just like black people do today, fighting each other, and then enslaving one another. Fighting and enslaving each other to the white man. Just like they still do today, and they're allowing themselves to be enslaved by the Democratic Party. Because the Democratic Party keeps giving them free stuff. And that free shit is keeping you on the Democratic plantation, and it's keeping you enslaved to the whims of society. It's keeping you enslaved, and you're being grown to the same culture, a culture that just stays in a rut, pretty much. Anyway, so was not racism. Now, she also said he was sexist. He was sexist because he was because why was he sexist? Oh, because in those days men were the boss and they were in charge, like it was for like all of time and should still be. So it's sexist because God and society and everything created a system where men have always ruled and always been in charge and always been really the bosses, and women have always been sort of, not necessarily second class citizens, but kind of in a way. They've always been like hidden behind the throne. They've always been like submissive. They've always known their place and whatnot. And that's been around since thousands of years, like dawn of time stuff. So, because he was following the norms of society then, he was toxic masculinity and sexist. Yeah! It's not sexist to be following the norms of society at the time. And it's also not sexist to be a man. I mean, seriously, we're men are sexist now because we're men? Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, women are allowed to be women and hate men, and that's not sexism. Actually, hating men is sexist. Hating men is sexist. Men love women. Except maybe gay men. We love women. We love their bodies. We love their brains when they got some, but we don't love we don't love some of the feminists because they lost their brains. We love their beauty. We love their body. We love their brains. We love women. Okay, most men love women. So if we were sexist, we wouldn't like women. We would we'd go gay, I guess, because that's the only way you could really be sexist is to not like women at all and go gay. I don't know that many. I know there's some gay guys, and gay guys get along with women too. So, well, some of them do, some of them don't. But that would be the way to be sexist, really. If guys would just, women, if you really wanted us guys to be sexist, we'd stop pursuing you. We would stop trying to get in your pants. And we'd stop trying to take you out on dates. And we'd stop paying for all that stuff just to try to get laid. Okay? Most men are not sexist because they're trying to get sex from a woman. If they weren't trying to, they would really be sexist. Yeah. But you women are hating men for all kinds of stupid reasons. Mainly feminism. Because of a bunch of crazy feminists. Left wing, crazy far out, third wave, insane, in the midbrain feminists. social justice bullshit. Social justice bullshit. Warriors can't even fight. Want to fight with law. Don't want to fight with fists. Alright, anyway. Don't even know how to fight. Toxic masculinity. Yeah, they probably accuse me of some toxic masculinity. I've been accused of it. So, I'm a man. Real men are toxic! Real men get angry. We get mad. We want to fight. We want to rule. Because we're men! Oh my gosh. It ain't toxic to be what you were designed to be, a man. Oh my gosh. Anyway, the point is, so he wasn't right. So, they make this founder like a demonic creature thing or whatever. So, the dean of the college takes this bust to the fraternity of the founders fraternity, whatever, the founders fraternity. Anyway, the movie, the founder, the bust starts spewing this like black goo out of his eyes and whatnot. It's demonic goo, and it's kind of like ectoplasm, because the bust, the spirit of the founder of the college is like all angry and stuff and mad because the women are ruining hundreds of years of tradition and their and stuff, and and stuff. They're like ruining. They're trying to ruin the hundreds of years of tradition that the college has had, and all this good stuff, instead of just going to college for what college is supposed to be for. I don't know, learning, getting intelligent. Instead of going to college for what it's for, they're pushing this change, reform, radical bullshit crap that is not what college is for. College is for learning, not partying and all this other crazy bullshit. That's not what it's for. It's not for trying to push your liberal agendas. It's for learning knowledge and stuff. Okay? So, boom. Matter of fact, I'm going to throw it in here. The founder of this college, he was probably a Democrat, because he owned slaves, and if he was racist, he'd been a member of KKK, which were founded by Democrats. Anyway, I digress. Especially since the South used to be run by Democrats. Oh, they forgot to tell you that part. I also forgot to tell you that abolitionists were racist too, because abolitionists, they didn't want to free black people and keep them. They wanted to push them to Canada, or they wanted to go make some colonies, go make colonies in Africa. They were for segregation. Abolitionists were for segregation. So abolitionists were racist. You know who was not for segregation? Slave owners. Slave owners were not segregationists. They were actually pro-black people being all over society. A lot of slave owners freed black people when they died. They freed them before they died. They provided for all their housing, clothing, medical expenses. So much was involved. You actually made more money or got more benefits as a slave working about 12 hours a day only during the crop season. You as a slave owner, you still had to take care of them during the non-crop season. Okay, so you actually got more benefits as a slave than you do now working, in some cases, a full-time job. Think about that. Think about it. You got more benefits financially, if you do the math, as a slave than you do currently now working a full-time job. as a free man. But anyway, the point is, it talks about the rape culture. This fraternity, the founders fraternity, has maybe one or two bad apples in it that slipped a roofie to this one girl in the movie and raped her and stuff. And she's all scared the whole entire movie until like close to the very end. These girls, they're all like scared until the very end. And they trying to push the strong women stuff, and they're all scared throughout the whole entire movie. That doesn't push a strong woman. And then when they finally do rise up and stand up to the men, well, at first they do it in this. It's funny. It's a funny song. It's cool. It's a good song. It's a funny song. It's a funny song. It's a good song. It's a funny song. They do a little song and dance. It's a funny song. Whatever. It's in the movie. It's funny. It's a good song. It's a funny song. I'm not going to sing it because I'll remember it that much, but it's total feminist song. It's a total feminist rape culture song. It's totally feminist rape culture song. It's fun, and they played it again when the credits started playing. It was amazing. Total feminist rape culture. The whole entire song is about rape culture. Which is like a small percentage of truth. It's like hashtag believe all women when 90% of them are lying. They just didn't like the sex. Or they were they shouldn't have got drunk or whatever in the first place. These women are drinking alcohol the whole entire movie. Man, half of them are so stupid too. I mean, these women are so stupid. Oh my gosh, this one woman didn't even know how to cook. And she's like, that's all I had to do with the cook was stick the onion in the oven. Oh my gosh, so stupid. What are they teaching these girls? Oh my gosh, so stupid. My gosh. I could have been making ham my whole life. It tastes so good. So stupid. I mean, some of these girls, they go into college and they stupid. They are so stupid. Oh my gosh. They wouldn't have had no problems. They'd own guns. Second Amendment, that's why you own a gun. So that when someone trying to come in their house to rape you or whatever, you blow them just straight to hell. Yeah! Pro 2A, Second Amendment, own guns. Anyway, they're so scared and so stupid. Oh my gosh. And so pushing their social justice agenda with the feminism and the rape culture. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Woo, man. Stupid. Anyway. But when they finally do stand up, rise up, and fight back, what do they do? What do they do? What do they use? What do they use? What do they do? What do they do? They fight. They use men. They get mad. They angry. They become like men and fight and kill. And they totally become all like badasses. We badass women because we're going to use violence to solve our problems. Oh man, they just proved that becoming men, using violence to solve problems, is how you solve problems. Using violence. They actually became like men. Even when they were fighting the fraternity guys, they acted more violent and evil toward the men even after they destroyed the demonic statue thing and released the curse or whatever. They still attacked the men, and most of them were just standing around not doing shit. So they instigated the attack. They broke and entered in without permission. They were breaking and entering into the male sorority, whatever. And the men fight back in self-defense, yet the men are evil and bad. They burned the whole entire sorority's house down, a building down. When most of the guys there were under demonic influence and the curse, once it was lifted, they'd probably just been like average, normal guys afterwards. They didn't have anything to do with it. The only, the dean maybe was bad. But he really was trying to just protect his college from hundreds of years of tradition. The president of the sorority, who they make him out to be like this rapist, there's rape culture and stuff, because he slips roofies or whatever, and that a few of the higher ups in the fraternity were probably the bad ones. Just a few of the higher ups were bad ones. The other ones were probably just joining a fraternity because free room, because they're just like parties, frat boys. I mean, come on. Guys out there who joined fraternities and girls out there who joined sororities, y'all mostly did it for the parties and the fun and stuff, right? Right. Y'all didn't really care about any of the grown-up, secret societies and all that crazy stuff that went on with some of the fraternities. You just joined them because something to do, have friends, maybe have some kind of brotherhood or sisterhood or whatever you want to call it, and just parties. Parties mostly. That's what most of the fraternities and sororities for. The higher ups in them that actually, yeah. And then they try to push this thing like the men they were growing up. They're going to become like doctors and lawyers and politicians, and they were going to try to push the bringing men back agenda, which is totally what women are doing now. It's seriously, women are becoming doctors and lawyers and politicians and trying to bring about the feminist culture. They're trying to pushing agendas. Men in general are not even trying to fight back at all. Oh my gosh. We're not even, maybe we should push back and stop letting you feminists try to control us. Oh my gosh. Anyway, the movie, while pushing all this agenda, it failed to be scary. It had these murderers killing these girls in ways that are not even scary. Stalking the girls in ways that weren't even scary. They were stupid. Like, this one girl gets, choked with Christmas lights. You cannot choke a person with Christmas lights that easy. It's stupid. There's another one that gets, she gets stabbed with an icicle. An icicle isn't sharp enough to stab somebody. Oh my gosh. This one guy's shooting bow and arrows like a Robin Hood professional archer who never misses hardly at all. And the girls fight back and they end up killing some of these guys who they're not even themselves, they're under demonic influence anyway. So, killing a person when they're under demonic influence, is that murder? Because, I mean, you got him away from being the demonic influence, but he wasn't really himself. He's being controlled by the demonic influence. The black goo, like ectoplasm or some kind of stuff. Really angry, demonic, spiritual goo. So, if you're being controlled, are you really being yourself? No, you're not. So, interesting predicament here. While, yes, I agree that they had the right to kill them in self-defense because they were breaking and entering, but they killed a person that was under demonic influence instead. So, the person wasn't himself. They got this one guy who's pissy whipped. Oh wait, this is the best part of the movie. That only proves the best part of the movie that proves that the whole thing's feminist, social justice crap is when this guy that's pussy whipped, when he literally starts standing up for men. to his girlfriend. They're getting in this big fight, argument or whatever. They're getting, and these other women join in and get involved and stuff. Oh my gosh, it's the best scene in the whole entire movie. Because when he literally stands up for him and all the good men out there, like, you're putting all the good men in the same category you're putting the bad men. And when he's literally coming up with the best possible arguments that every good man has put in arguments that real men use to fight the crazy feminist stuff. His girlfriend, oh my gosh, yeah, oh my gosh, she pushes him out of the house. She pushes him out of the house when he literally brings out the arguments like, what do you think was going to happen? Blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. You women are always allowed to bash men, and we're not allowed to say anything about it. But when he brings out valid, good argument points on the men's side against the women are being bad or just being is wrong or being worse or whatever, he gets kicked out of the house. Oh my gosh, it is perfect. It is perfect. If it was trying to show men being bad, it did the opposite. It showed that the feminism was bullcrap. And that when feminists don't get their way, they just push men out of the way. Oh my gosh, it was so perfect. It was just perfect. The dude's so pussy whipped that later he tries to come back. He comes back into the house. Okay, the guy's so pussy whipped that he comes back into the house and he grabs an axe. I don't know why they have an axe in the house, but I'm impressed. And he tries to protect his women, his women. He considers them his women because he's part of their clique because he's dating one of them. But he comes back in the house, he tries to defend him, he gets his ass killed for it. He should have just left. Oh my gosh. Well, he got pushed out by that bitch because he was right. He should have just left and not come back. His dumb self comes back. He's sitting in the car and he's wanting to apologize. He's so pussy whipped. He's wanting to apologize. When he wasn't wrong. He has nothing to apologize for. Matter of fact, the bitch should have been the one to apologize, pushing him out of the house just because he has a valid argument and point. And they try to make the valid argument and point be coming from the demonic influence because he was getting a migraine headache. Because this migraine demonic influence headache was affecting all the men. It even affects the other good man who they try to push they make the other good man a black man who's like a nerd or something. Who likes the girl who's been the one who was raped by the fraternity president at the beginning of the movie. They push the black guys can be smart and nerds and cool too and be geeks. When he goes into that house, the sorority, the fraternity house, he gets all mad and angry, which he has a justified reason to get all mad and angry. The frat boys tore up his like music equipment because he's like a DJ and stuff, right? So they, or whatever, they tore up his equipment. So of course he has every right to get mad and start breaking things and tearing up stuff. But they try to claim that it's because the house was like under demonic influence that made him mad, and they try to make him become part of their fraternity or whatever. Anyway, the whole entire movie is just crazy. It's just crazy stuff going on. There's crazy stuff going on. Trying to push their agenda. Does the exact opposite. Only proves that their agenda is bullcrap. Oh my gosh. It's so crazy. And it's all their fault in the first place for trying to get this bust removed. And trying to change this college way. Instead of being happy that they are in college and that they got like scholarships or whatever that got them in college, they're trying to change how the college is running Instead of being happy that you got admitted into the college, going through college, learning like you're supposed to, and just, being happy that you're part of a fraternity or a sorority or whatever, and just going to learn and become doctors and lawyers and scientists and whatever, so you can get good paying jobs and whatnot. You're gonna try to be try to be political activists and change the way college is done, because the founder of the college was a racist or a sexist or whatever. Well, at least he founded a damn college. What about the good things he did, like founding a college? What about the good things people did? Don't the good outweigh the bad? And you act like that person was bad, but everybody was doing it at the same time. So if society made something legal or acceptable, does that make the person who was doing it because it was acceptable in society inherently bad for doing it? No, it doesn't. Does it make all of society in general inherently bad for doing it? No, it really doesn't. Oh my gosh. Quit pushing this. They try to push racism. They try to push sexism. They try to push rape culture. They all that. And they did a terrible job. The women were way worse to the men than the men were that were under demonic influence. They were under demonic influence. The women, when they were fighting back and destroying the fraternity, were not under demonic influence. Until they started getting all angry and mad. Till they started getting all angry and mad, and violence solves problems like men. Like they accuse men of being. They didn't get anything accomplished. When they were all scared and fearful, they were letting these demonically controlled frat boys who were under ghost possession, demonic possession, just go around scaring them and stalking them and murdering them. But when they became so when they were acting all scared and feminine and whatnot, they got killed. But when they got all masculine and man-upped and violence solves problems and fought back, they killed them. Apparently this ghost position, demon position, whatever the men were, didn't do a very good job. Anyway, that's all I have time for on this review. But seriously, don't go see that movie. It's stupid. It's stupid. It wasn't even that scary. It's stupid. And remember, God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. Jesus loves you. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Keep on gaming. And be an anti-feminist and go MGTOW, guys. Seriously. Because until they start acting right, they want equality, right? Equal rights, equal responsibilities. So if you want equality, stop demanding guys pay for everything. Pay for your own shit. Anyway, that's my review of Black Christmas. Dumb movie. I'm glad afterwards we saw Jumanji, which was amazing. Jumanji was great. Maybe I'll do a review of Jumanji. Jumanji, super awesome, super great, super cool movie. Jumanji. Go see Jumanji. Jumanji was cool. Laters.